Back in my hometown of Philly, man, we had a bye week, so I got on that PJ and made a turnaround trip. I just had to come see my parents, and I had a surprise for them. But little did I know they had a surprise for me, too.
Glad you're back home, and look, I know you don't like surprises, but we got a little something special for you, too, waiting right there in the house, and I hope you enjoy it. I think you will.
Oh, man, my son. Well, if I can even call you that. Look, man, I know it's a lot of explaining to do, and a lot of catching up we need, but to make the long story short, when you was born, I was not in the right headspace, nor was I doing the right things through life. And about 6 years after having you, I was still living wrong, and eventually I went off to prison, man, and that's where I've been for this whole time. But while I was in there, I started to become a better man, and I knew the first thing I did when I got out was I needed to at least try to be the best father I could be to my kids. I've been out for around a year now, and I've been looking for you, man, every day. And finally, I got in contact with Mr. and Mrs. Kelly, who I have nothing but the utmost respect for, especially for taking care of my son and raise him. And after speaking to him, man, I find out that my son is in the NFL. And I know how it may seem and how that might sound, but I promise you, man, I'm not asking you for no money, no handouts or nothing. But I did want to let you know you are not my only son. You have a younger brother. We've been in contact for a few months now, and man, you should have seen the way his face lit up when he found out he had a big brother. And especially finding out that his big brother's in the NFL, he was looking up your highlights, college highlights, and everything, man. Now, if you don't want to fix things with me, I completely understand, man. Just know I still love you anyway. But your brother would really love it if you just got in contact with him or at least went to one of his games, you know. But regardless of what you decide, man, it's great seeing you, and you don't know how long I've been waiting on this day.
Well, as y'all just seen from my face, I was too stunned to speak at the moment. And rightfully so, if you ask me, that's a lot to take in. That's my first time ever seeing my biological dad. And on top of that, I got a brother that I didn't even know about. Man, I couldn't even tell y'all what was going on through my mind at the time. But look, y'all, that was definitely a big surprise. I don't know if it was a good one or a bad one yet. But like I said earlier, I do got something for my parents. And that's part of the reason I came down here. I went ahead and cashed out on the BMW M3 G80. Just a little token of my appreciation for them. I mean, as y'all heard earlier, they literally raised me from a baby. So this is just something small compared to everything they've done for me. And as y'all can tell, they definitely loved it. And later that night, while I was in the hotel, I started going into deep thought about my family situation. Thinking about what I should have said to him, what I should do now, knowing that I have a brother that apparently looks up to me. But I don't know, man, maybe I should go to one of his games and introduce myself. But despite everything that's going on, I'm gonna have to get back right mentally for practicing my upcoming games. Game number 6 of the season, man. Y'all see it, we up against the Arizona Cardinals. Your boy's back in his right mind, and we finna go take over. We end up facing a 3rd and 8 on our first drive, and guess who's wide open on that end route coming in the clutch to pick up that first and more. But we quickly will face another 3rd down. Jordan Love is going to go my way, fading out to the left, and I cannot hold on to it. Arizona goes up a field goal as I complete a short comeback route. 3rd quarter, Arizona up 6, and we still ain't scored. I drop another pass on this out route. Maybe I'm not as mentally prepared as I thought I was going to be. But it's all good because later that same drive, they gonna leave the middle wide open and I take this up to the 10. Arizona now up 12-7, but it's a lot of green grass on the right side of the field and I get open for a huge gain.
That's caught by Keller and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's a good way to start the drive.
We scored on that drive, but it was not enough to pull out the win as Arizona's gonna take the dub with the score being 21-15.
No turnovers in this contest.
And I finished this game with 5 receptions for 59 yards and no touchdowns. Game number 7 going up against CJ Stroud and the Texans. They go score a touchdown and I start my night off with a short comeback route for that first down. We still scoreless and they go up 10-0. Jordan Love is looking my way again and I'm able to do something with it, getting this up past the 50.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
3rd quarter and the score is now 10-3, but off of this slant, I'm going to make him touch earth before being brought down. Jordan Love got a lot of faith in me throwing into double coverage, and somehow I come down with it for a gain of 8. But that could also be a bad thing because the very next play, he throw into double coverage again, and it winds up getting intercepted. Luckily, they don't score, but we start off in bad field position at a 1st and 19. I'm going to cut down some of those yards with this reception. In the very next play, starting the 4th quarter, the Texans leave the middle of the field wide open. I bounce off a tackle before being brought down for a big gain. Going with another short comeback route, I'm going to pick up a gain of 5. 4th down, and we got to go for it. And you know who's wide open for that 1st down every time. Time running down, and we looking to tie the game up. I fade out to the left and receive a dot. And again, we go down and score, but leaving with too much time to kick a field goal, and they get the win with the score being 13-10. 2 losses back to back. But I had a big day with 9 receptions for 98 yards, 0 touchdowns. Somehow, someway, I lost footage of Game 8 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, but we got the dub. Another low-scoring game with the score being 10-7, and I finished with 11 receptions for 104 yards. Game number 9, man, we going up against a tough opponent, the Detroit Lions. They go up a field goal, and on our second drive, I get my first catch of the game for 10 yards. They go up 10 to our zip with 30 seconds left in the second quarter. I pick up another reception, bounce off of a tackle, get us some extra yards before being taken down past the 50. Started the 3rd quarter, I'm fading out to the left, but I see he playing that, so I cut back inside, and I cannot hold on to the... Very next play, I'm open off the release, and Jordan Love is going to find me. I'm able to slip a tackle, but I get obliterated. Ball go flying in the air, and the defense going to catch it. And this was definitely my welcome to the NFL moment. It came in the 9th game of the season, but hey, man. But hey, at least we shook it off and got back up.
And you know that has to be the discussion that happened.
With the score now 17-0 late in the 3rd, I will pick up another reception for a decent amount. Getting behind that zone defense way too easy, I pick up another big reception, getting us closer to that end zone. Very next play, J Love gonna throw this one on a rope. First play of the 4th quarter, I get an easy catch and walk it in for a touchdown, finally putting us on the board. They go up 20 now to our 7 as I grab another dot, shake off a tackle before being brought down. Looking to get down that field, Jordan Love can't find nobody open, so I cut back upfield and I'm wide open, getting this one past the 40 for a huge gain. Knowing it's probably too late, but still looking to get into that end zone, I'm fading out to the left and make a nice catch. Having myself a big game with 10 receptions for 154 yards and a touchdown already. Detroit make that same mistake of leaving the middle of the field open, and I make a sliding catch for that touchdown, grabbing 2 in one game. So we started to make a comeback, but it was too late, and the Lions take the win with the score being 20-14. But y'all already know I had a great game, even though I got lit up. But I finished this game with a crazy 11 receptions for 171 yards and 2 touchdowns. Game 10, and we up against our rival, the Chicago Bears. First drive already facing the 3rd and 5, and y'all know who they going to. They tried to say I was out of bounds, but we had to check that one. And as y'all can see, I was definitely inbound.
Here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and
so they returned the call, and we kept that drive moving, and on this 3rd and 3, I'm going to catch that 1st down.
And he made a bid for midfield there.
A few plays later, Jordan Love going to lead me a little bit. I got a dive, and I make a nice grab. Somehow we missed the field goal, so the score is still 0-0, but I'm open off the release, and J Love going to find me to get us up past that 30.
And that's good yardage with a new...
Only seconds left in the second half. He going to throw another dot my way, but that's the end of the quarter. Chicago goes up 7-0, and we got a short gain of 5 yards right here. And with this reception, I have now went over 1,000 yards on the season, leading every receiver in the league. Down there at the red zone, cutting out to the left, but I can't hold on to the rock for the touchdown. 4th down, and coach want to go for it, and he want to throw it, and the ball slipped through my hands again, so we remain scoreless. Chicago goes up 10-0, but it's a crease in the defense, and I bring that one in for a big game. And somehow we went scoreless the whole game, not even a field goal, losing another one with the score being 10-0. But I finished with 7 receptions for 68 yards. 11th game of the season, and we facing off against a good 49ers team. On a 3rd and 5, I start the game off all wrong, getting a block in the back penalty. So they push us back to a 3rd and 8, but y'all know I'm going to come in clutch, especially since it was my fault getting us that 1st down. Start of the second quarter, both teams still remain scoreless. Jordan Love gonna go my way across the middle of the defense with a step on my defender, and I'm gonna take this one all the way up to the end zone for my first touchdown of the game and my 6th of the season.
Touchdown, Green Bay. His 6th touchdown now for the season.
Score's now 3-7, going with a deep end route. Jordan Love gonna find me open again. Now pick us up some much needed yards. But we end up getting a penalty, and that puts us back to a 2nd and 20. But I'm trying to cut some of those yards off, and I do. Score is now 7-6 in the third quarter, and I don't know why he would throw this. It was obviously covered, and he gets picked off, but I go and make that tackle.
And come off the field with an interception. I just am constantly reminded of the importance.
Score is now 14-7, and I get open off the release. Snatch some ankles before being brought down for a huge gain. Fourth quarter now with the time running down. I'm trying to get us into that end zone, and I fade out to the left to get us in the red zone.
And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. He's out of bounds right around.
Josh Jacobs is going to do the rest, tying the game up 14-14. They go up a field goal with the score being 17-14. I'm fading out to the left again, but I cannot hold on to it. Seconds left in the fourth quarter, and we on a 4th and 1, but I'm going to pick up that first down with ease. 20 seconds left trying to get in the field goal range. I don't know how they called this a catch, but hey, man, I'm not complaining. They did. And y'all better not laugh, man. Y'all know how hard field goals are, especially this far out. And it's on all Madden. But our kicker went out there and completely bombed the field goal. But wait, man, it gets worse. It lands in Christian McCaffrey's hands, and the defense don't get a finger on him as he takes this one all the way back to the crib. And that's how this game ended, man, with the score being 23-14, a crazy loss. And we took a lot of L's this episode, I ain't gonna lie. But I had a great game with 8 receptions for 153 yards and a touchdown. But this is where I would end the video at. But y'all let me know, man. Should I go ahead and slide to one of my little brother's football games? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I low-key wanna see what he working with. Maybe I can show y'all in the next episode. Just let me know in the comments. But if y'all made it this far, man, I appreciate y'all. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And with that being said, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Money, huddle, gotta, cuddle, ladder, order, dollars, quarters, wrist, water, reach, water, on a, wanna, come on, holla, hey, I'm a stunner.